What's going on today, everybody? Well, after dealing with this Audi for a little bit, getting the head gasket all done and tidied up with it, we got the engine back together, and it's drinking coolant. That sucks, and I kind of expected it after looking at the head gasket. I didn't quite see anything wrong. I saw a couple little corrosion things, but nothing too serious as far as a leaky head gasket. But now we've got a new problem that we've got to find. So where's this coolant coming from? Because it's still drinking coolant. We got to figure out where this coolant's entering the engine and exiting the tailpipe. With that becomes a whole bunch more problems. Is it a cracked head? Is it a cracked block? I don't know, and I hope that it's neither of those. I hope it's just a line, but the odds of it being a line connected to the combustion chamber, actually pretty minimum. I don't believe that that's going to be the problem. So we will go ahead and take a look at it. Maybe we can figure something out. Maybe we'll have some more problems. Who knows, but let's get back to work on this. So I went to Harbor Freight and picked me up a couple things, and I do believe that this one's going to be key in finding this out. But first, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the spark plugs and see what the spark plugs actually look like. So we've got the engine bay, we've got the cover already off of it. We're going to go ahead and remove all the spark plug ignitions and then the spark plugs and have a look down in each cylinder to see if we can see where one of them looks cleaner than the others. The clean one will be because it's steam cleaned, and with that it means that we've got coolant pretty well pointing to that cylinder. Now number 4 was oily before, and number 2 and 3 were cleaner, and number 1 was a little more oily, but none of them had a significant like clean, like polished, steam clean type of deal. So hopefully we don't see that, but kind of hopefully we do, because then we know what the problem is. Anyways, we'll go ahead, we'll pull those out and we'll take a look at it. Since we've already got our cover off, the only thing really in our way is this little box right here, and we should be able to make do with whatever we need to do with everything else in the way. This tube might have to come off, but take this off. There's one 10 mil right here, and then underneath there's Allen heads that are stuck underneath there to get this little bracket off. So we'll get that off, and then we'll be able to get to each one of our spark plug ignition distributors. There we go, we got all of them over here unplugged, and now we'll go ahead, and I'm gonna keep all these in order just because I like to keep them in order, and that way you're not crossing anything. If you're having problems with one, you can keep it at that one and figure it out, diagnose it that way. But we'll pull these out. There we go, we got them out. We'll keep them all in order here. That's a little strange. There's oil in this one. I got to looking at it, and that first igniter sits right here that had oil on it. The oil fills right here, so there's probably a pretty good chance there got oil in down that way. So that's a little less concerning now that I realize that. So we'll go ahead and we'll pull these spark plugs out and get those hopefully popped out of here real quick. If anyone, that's looking like a culprit to me. That one is really, really clean compared to this one, which looks normal. Here we go, we got all 4 of them out, and at first glance, one of them definitely sticks out from the other 3. Now this one is a good looking spark plug, that's what it's supposed to look like. And that one's okay, that one's got a lot of oil on it, but that's probably from the top. But this one is oddly clean. Look at how white the porcelain is on the center compared to these two, where it's actually had some spark and combustion going on. Now that's probably because it's been steam cleaned by the coolant. So we'll go ahead and we'll investigate this one. I'm probably not gonna be able to show you. I might be able to show you actually. I'll see if I can get my scope to work and show you guys what it actually looks like down in there. We'll see if we can get a little bit. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to see much. So somewhere along the lines, actually I think it was when I was rebuilding the Subaru, I picked up this little gadget right here. And all it is a little transponder right here, and it's got a long cable connected to it. But at the end of this cable is a little light, but it has a camera in the middle of that light. And if I turn this knob, I can change the brightness of it. And there's a little camera in there, and you can see the camera pointing at the camera. So it's on right now, and all it is it's connected Wi-Fi to my phone through their app. And I picked it up. It's crazy fire. I picked it up, I think it was like 30 bucks, but the best part of it is I can take it and I can stick it down into spark plug holes and actually get a sense on what's going on down in the spark plug hole. Now it takes a little bit of finicking because it's kind of hard to see which side's up, and other than that, I mean, it works out pretty slick, and it's kind of hard to get in, and it's all bendy, so I can bend it whichever way. It comes with a couple little attachments where it's got a magnet on the top or whatnot, but I will try to get the video off of my phone. Now, it's not the best quality, but for what it is, it actually works out amazingly. So I will try to get it on my phone and put it in here so we can go through each of the cylinders. Well, I just got done putting my little camera down in there, and number 2 didn't look as bad as I thought it would. It definitely is cleaner than the other 2, but number 3 actually has a clean spot on it. Now that clean spot definitely could mean that there's a little bit of coolant getting through, especially because it's only on one corner. And I'll try to put a picture of it right here so you can see, but it kind of is a concern, but I don't see anything definitive yet. So with that done, the spark plugs point to number 2, the piston points to cylinder 3. We will do an air test to see which one it actually points to. Now the hopes is that this air test will pressurize the system, and it's cold right now, so it might not happen, but if there's a crack, we'll be able to hear air coming out, or actually hopefully feel it too. So we'll go ahead and we'll put this pressure system on and see if that will actually help us figure out where this leak's coming from. Well, I've got this new pressure system hooked up and it's holding at 20 pounds. I have it just shy of 20 and it's been holding for a couple minutes. I'm gonna go let it sit for a little, see if that actually drops down a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't, but hopefully it does. Because if it doesn't, then I don't know where my problem's arising. It's probably when the car is gonna be warm. But if it does, then hopefully I can figure out where it's actually leaking from. Now, it's been sitting for a couple minutes and hasn't changed drastically like it should. So, probably a very, very small leak. We will see, I guess. Well, that was mildly disappointing. As you can tell, it didn't go down very much at all once it settled in. Don't know what to do from here. Probably gonna have to warm the engine up and do it again when the engine's warm. We will see, but as you can tell, it got dark on me, so I'm gonna call it a night and think about it, worry about this tomorrow. Hopefully I can get it figured out. Thought that would actually help me, but it actually raised more questions than it answered. So, very confusing. Anyways, if you have this problem on your Audi and you're having I guess it's not a head gasket problem anymore. If you're having coolant problems, what was it? Leave the comment below. If you're having the same problem, like the video, make sure it gets shared around. Maybe someone will know what's going on and leave the comment below. And hopefully I can look at that and have a direction to go. Because right now I kind of don't really have a direction. We will see. I'm going to get out of here. You guys enjoy the rest of your night and take it easy. Peace.